Hey, I wanted to ask you about if you can give me advice on something. It's about how to present the 2B1 stitches, the RV4. I'll explain the problem, then I'll give a few options. So, 2B1 stitches are pretty important because once you know them, you can basically understand a small class of stitches work. So for example, I think after that you'll have a good direction on how to make all the 3B1 to 3B1 stitches. The problem is that this regular orientation that you usually do, the picture right now shows, it works well with a twist and a break because you make, for example, this regular orientation, you make a break stitch or twist stitch and you get back to the same orientation. When it comes to the other four stitches, the swirl, octagonal, inverse chevron, and chevron. So for example, if you make this regular orientation and you make a swirl stitch, you'll get something that looks pretty random. And you need to make another 3 swirl stitches until you get back to the same regular orientation. That's basically the problem. If somebody wants to show how to make the stitch, you actually need to make a couple of times until you get back to this original position. But there's a catch, because if you make a symmetrical orientation, that means that if you flip the stitch 180 degrees and it stays the same, that's a symmetrical orientation means 2 up and down are the same color, the down left and the down right are the same color, and the 2 middle ones are the same color. So if you make a symmetrical orientation, you make a stitch, any stitch, you'll get back a symmetrical orientation. It doesn't mean that you get the same order of colors. They might be changed, but you get a symmetrical orientation. So that's a easier way to work with other 4 stitches. So option 1 is, for example, to take a regular orientation, just make the stitches until you get back to the same original position, regular position. So for example, in the swirl, it will be 4 stitches. The range will be about 5 to 10 minutes each video. Option 2 is to do the same thing but with a symmetrical orientation. So it'll be, I think, easier for you to understand because you still get a symmetrical orientation each time you make a stitch. But again, you need to get back to the same original position, so it will still be the same length of video. Option 3 is to make all these stitches with only 2 videos. So one video will start with the left hand orientation and one will start with the right hand orientation. Every video we're going to make 1 stitch per each kind. So 1 stitch for the swirl, 1 stitch for the octagonal, 1 for the chevron, and 1 for the inverse chevron. And I'll use for every each of them the symmetrical orientation. So once you make your stitch, you still get back to a symmetrical orientation. Then I'll just explain that you just need to do the same thing, but the color are shifted, but the method of making the stitch basically stay the same. And the 4th option is basically the same as option 3, but instead of 2 long videos, to make it 8 videos, making 1 stitch for each video. And that will be like 3 minutes long each video. And every time to explain that you need to continue with the same instructions as said in the video. So thank you for listening, and if you have something to say, that will be very helpful. And yeah, see you next time.